The path I was taking me to death. I remember a lot of love from my mom. My dad worked, my mom was a housewife. And so when I think of my childhood, because I'm the baby, I had a happy childhood, so I got a lot more privileges than my sisters. I've always had this feeling as though I wasn't free. After high school, when I turned 18 years old, I left home. I don't exactly remember who gave it to me, but I remember the day and I remember the feeling that I got from drinking. The feeling appeared to free me from that bondage that I had felt. I dated who I wanted to date. I got drunk when I wanted to drink, and that's just kind of how I lived my life. I worked during the week and I partied on the weekend. I met the love of my life. That's my son's father. We were going to live happily ever after, but I don't think we were able to do that because of drugs and alcohol. I just walked away from everything, including my child. People would think that I was a good mother, and I wasn't a good mother. I was a terrible mother. And the strange thing about being homeless was no one knew my name. No one knew that I had a family that loved me. No one knew that I had a son that cared about me. And after a while, there's not enough drugs or alcohol to take that away. So you're getting high, you don't want to be there, but you don't know how to get out. And that's a terrible place to be when you feel helpless. And I just believe that I got rescued by LAPD. They were my angels. That's what I call them. It was a lot of times that I would be standing on the corner of Georgia and Olympic, and there was this officer. His name was Officer Williams. And I remember one day him looking at me in the eyes and saying, "What are you doing here?" And all I could do was shrug my shoulders and say, "I don't know." Because I honestly didn't know how I got there. But I know that it had a lot to do with the choices that I had made. So I got sentenced for 15 months. And the last 6 months I went into a drug treatment program. I didn't know if it was going to help me or not. I didn't know if I had been too far. I didn't know if anybody had been homeless like me, or if anybody had done the things that I had done. When I met the MHS staff, I started to listen to what they had to say. I was, for once, starting to hear someone else and really consider what they were saying to me. And the thing that I saw about all of them was love. That they had so much love, and they were so free to give it to you. It was amazing to me. I had never experienced that in that way by people outside of my family. So I ended up going to court to get my son, and one day they gave him to me. Without notice, I was just going for another appearance, and they said, "Well, you can just go in the back and get him." And I said, "Right now?" Because, I felt as though I needed to prepare. And he came home. And it was very difficult for us in the beginning. Today, life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. I believe that I live it to the fullest. I have so many things that I do that sends me out of my house every day so that I can continue on this path and not fall. I say to myself every day, I can do all things